All right, Chiefs Kingdom, it is that time again. The postseason is here. The NFL playoffs are set, and the Chiefs have a first-round bye. But on today's show, we're going to talk about AFC Playoff Picture, who the Chiefs could face in the Divisional Round. But before we get there, I just want to encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel. We are less than 100 subs away from 35,000 here on this channel. Full playoff coverage. What does that mean? Day-to-day injury updates, game previews, other news and rumors that impact the playoffs as well. We will, of course, have live watch parties during the postseason as well, where we break down the play-by-play, have a live scoreboard, and interact during these matchups. So subscribe and join us for the postseason here on the Chiefs Report. Welcome into the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. As you can see, we are still in Los Angeles, getting ready to go to the College Football National Championship Game tonight. Georgia TCU should be a lot of fun. And the NFL playoffs are set. AFC Playoff Picture is set. Chiefs have a first-round bye, but a lot to discuss. I want to take a look at the first-round matchups, the bracket, who got in, who didn't, and that's what we're going to do here on today's show. So this is how things played out in the AFC. The Chiefs did earn the number one seed with a 14-3 record. Buffalo ends up 13-3. Cincinnati 12-4. They, of course, have one less game than everybody else because the game where Damar Hamlin got injured did not end up getting resumed. Jacksonville won the AFC South with a win over Tennessee. Chargers, Ravens, Dolphins, the three wildcard teams. Miami got in with a win in a Buffalo Bills win over the Patriots, which knocked them out, and you can see the matchups on your screen. Bills, Dolphins, Bengals, Ravens, and a rematch of last week, and Jags, Chargers, with, of course, the Chiefs having a first-round bye. Of course, Kansas City, heading into Week 18, needed to beat the Raiders to clinch a bye in the first round in the number one overall seed. They took care of business on Saturday afternoon with the 31-13 advantage and win over the Las Vegas Raiders, which knocked Vegas back to 6-11 on the year. We'll see what they do on the couch this offseason because we're still playing in the playoffs, that being the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Buffalo was able to beat New England 35-23, and can we just appreciate for a second that on the first play of the game, the first play after the Bills returned to football after the Damar Hamlin tragic situation, they run it back for a touchdown, and then they had another touchdown return. I felt good that Buffalo won this game over the Patriots. I think everybody just got a little uplifted when they saw that kickoff return, so that was nice to see. But with them winning, what that means is now that, yes, the Chiefs are the number one seed, and yes, they will have a first-round bye, but if Buffalo, Kansas City advance to the AFC title game, both teams, it would be played at a neutral site decided by Roger Goodell. We'll see where that ends up being. But if the Chiefs and Bills navigate through the AFC to get to an AFC Championship game, that game will be played at a neutral site location. So we'll see what ends up happening on that front. Now, do you think the Chiefs will win the AFC? Type Y for yes, you think they will, and they will go to the Super Bowl. Type N for no, you don't think they will win. Let me know which side of the coin you're on this one. I think they have a good chance. See what happens. Having a first-round bye certainly helps. All right, let's take a look at these wild card games a little closer and just give a few thoughts, and then we'll kind of break down the potential Chiefs divisional round opponents. Dolphins at Bills. Listen, unless there's some miracle and Tua clears concussion protocol and he and the Dolphins are comfortable with him playing, which I find very unlikely. We'll talk more about that quarterback situation in a second. I think Buffalo hammers Miami. Ravens, Bengals. Is Lamar going to play? We'll discuss that later as well, but it seems like Cincy's a heavy favorite, so I think those are two pretty big favorites there in Buffalo and Cincinnati. And then that gives us the Chargers-Jags. The Jags beat the Chargers 38-10 earlier this year. That feels like one of those fluky results. I do think this will be a good game. I think this is the most interesting matchup to me because you have the Chargers who are very talented, have Justin Herbert, talented players on both sides, but they're the Chargers. They tend to underachieve. Obviously had a good year this year, but they tend to underachieve in terms of just not going as far as they should. Like, they should beat the Jags, even though it's a road game. But Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, they have a Super Bowl winning head coach. So to me, that matchup is the matchup of Wild Card Weekend in the AFC. All right, before we take a look at some of the Chiefs' potential first-round opponents in the divisional round. Let's talk about our sponsor. That is Rocket Money. And Rocket Money is going to help you save money and not waste money, because what Rocket Money does, if you download the app, rocketmoney.com/ChiefsChat, to do so, is it allows you to cancel any unnecessary subscriptions. And what's an unnecessary subscription? Well, I don't know about you, but in the past I've been like, oh, I really want to watch this show, but it's only on HBO. So you pay the monthly deal, you watch the show, and then you don't use it for 6 months. Well, Rocket Money is going to show you all of your subscriptions that you're paying for, and you'll probably be like, oh crap, I totally forgot I'm still paying for this and this and this and this and this. Well, if you want to cancel some of those, you can through Rocket Money. Just click the cancel button next to any of those apps, and they will cancel it for you. They'll deal with customer service and shut down your account, and you will no longer be getting charged. So stay on top of your finances, lower your monthly spending, and you'll find that you could save hundreds of dollars per year, if not per month. RocketMoney.com/ChiefsChat. That link is in the description and in the comments of the video. Get started with Rocket Money. All right, let's take a closer look at the potential Chiefs opponents. There's no scenario where they could play Buffalo or Cincinnati in the divisional round. So that leaves the 4 through 7 seeds. And let's just go in order. 4 seed Jacksonville Jaguars. Listen, this is a hot football team. They found a way to grind one out against Tennessee to win the AFC South. I think they're a much better team than Tennessee right now, but that's one of those games where Jacksonville, they're inexperienced, but they found a way. They get the big defensive touchdown late, and they're able to win that one. First playoff appearance since 2017. And look, Trevor Lawrence is a very capable quarterback. Throws for 4,100 yards this year, completes 66% of his passes, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks, QB rating over 92. He started to figure it out, and mid-season this year, he really took off, and that offense started to click. Travis Etienne was a big-time player. Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. I mean, they got contributions from all kinds of players this year. The defense has some solid pieces with Josh Allen, not the Bills quarterback, the edge rusher, able to get after the quarterback. So, look, that would be a big ask for Jacksonville to beat a team like Kansas City in a potential divisional round matchup, but they're a young, hot team, and you almost, when you're that inexperienced, sometimes it shows, but sometimes you just play loose and free because you almost have nothing to lose against a team like Kansas City. So they're definitely a potential dangerous opponent. The number 5 seed, another potential opponent, the Los Angeles Chargers. Listen, the Chiefs and Chargers know each other very well. Kansas City has won most of these head-to-head matchups, but historically, the games have been close in the Mahomes era. The Chargers and Chiefs have had some good matchups. They're the top wild card team, first playoff appearance since 2018. Of course, the first playoff appearance for Justin Herbert in his young career in year 3 here. He had another big-time season as well. 25 touchdowns, 10 picks, almost 5,000 yards, 4,741 yards. He's very good. I mean, he is a very, very good quarterback, a dangerous player. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, they can run the ball with Eckler, dump it off to him. The defense hasn't lived up to the talent, but they've got capable players on that side of the football. Khalil Mack is still a good pass rusher. So, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. And it's possible the Chiefs may have to do that to get to an AFC Championship game. If they beat the Jaguars, very possible that's who the Chiefs could play in the divisional round. Now, who's a scarier quarterback? Like, who keeps you up at night? Who is, when you're mapping this out, like, gosh, I want to avoid this guy? Herbert or Lawrence? I still think Herbert's scarier right now because even though this is his first playoff appearance too, he's been through more battles. He's played at a high level against the Chiefs in the past. Trevor Lawrence, that feels like a tall task for him to go up and try to match Patrick Mahomes blow for blow. But let me know, who's scarier? Type JH for Justin Herbert or type TL for Trevor Lawrence? All right, the Baltimore Ravens, the 6th seed. And listen, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen here. Baltimore kind of stumbles to the finish line. First playoff appearance since 2020 after missing last year. But what's the quarterback situation? And that's going to be true for our next team, too. Will Lamar Jackson play? He hasn't played since week 13. Apparently, it sounds like he's hopeful for this playoff game, but he's kind of been day-to-day for a month. I mean, we don't know what's going on. So Baltimore is a team that, sure, if Lamar's out there, then they're capable. They still have a talented defense, but if he doesn't play, the Chiefs are not losing to Tyler Huntley or Anthony Brown at quarterback. And quite frankly, if Lamar doesn't play, they've got very little chance against the Bengals, so Baltimore would not even be a possibility for the Chiefs to face. All right, Miami Dolphins who sneak in. They had the weirdest season. Started 3-0, lost 3 in a row, won 5 in a row, lost 5 in a row. Win their last game to sneak in because the Bills did them a solid by beating the Patriots. Final wild card team. Obviously, still a successful season in Mike McDaniel's first year, but first playoff appearance since 2016. But their QB situation is probably even more dire because Tua Tagovailoa dealing with the head injury, the concussion protocol. Teddy Bridgewater's got a dislocated pinky, and Skylar Thompson's healthy, but he's a 7th-round rookie third-string quarterback that put up 9 points against the Jets. I mean, they're going to get hammered by Buffalo if Tua or Bridgewater can't play. And I just don't see a scenario where Tua gets cleared out of concussion protocol for the playoffs. I mean, that just feels reckless. 3 concussions in 2 months. I mean, his career could be in real jeopardy if they brought him back and he had another head injury. Like, that would be a legitimate concern. And, it is a shame because he went toe-to-toe with Josh Allen in the snow a few weeks ago. I mean, that was a hell of a game. And if Tua was healthy, they'd be capable with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. But I don't think he plays. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater plays, and maybe he can keep them in that game. But if it's Skylar Thompson on the road against Buffalo, I just don't see it. I don't see a scenario where they're able to win that game. So those are the 4 potential divisional round opponents for Kansas City. And to me, I really think it's just going to be the Jags or Chargers. If Lamar plays, that changes things potentially for Baltimore. But who do you think the Chiefs will end up playing in the divisional round? Type JAC for the Jags, type BAL for the Ravens, LAC for the Chargers, MIA for the Dolphins. I think we're going to see part 3 against the Chargers. As crazy as it sounds, I think I will trust them more than Jacksonville, a team that, might just be happy to be in this thing, right? I mean, they had the number 1 pick last year. They win the division this year at 9-8. The Chargers should win that game. Doesn't mean they will. They're known for losing games like this. But let me know. Predict it for us. Who do you think will win, or who do you think will be the Chiefs' opponent in the divisional round? All right, that's going to do it for today's kind of Chiefs playoff scenarios video here. It should be a fun wild card weekend. Super wild card weekend, as some people like to call it. It's just wild card weekend. Subscribe to the channel if you want more playoff coverage. We'll keep you up to date on a daily basis. We'll see you next time here on the Chiefs Report.